Well, I decided, based on some of the experiences that I had playing the new Queen deck, that what I really like is just hitting people with Edric in play. I think that guy is just completely absurd. So I decided to go to the dark side and build an Edric deck after fooling around with like a Animus deck and realizing that Brian's assessment of that creature being that he sucks, which is what he told me as I was building it, was absolutely correct. So anyway, I decided to build a Edric deck, but I still like a lot of the interactions and control elements of the Queen deck. I mean, it's fun to get the Edric draw and just overrun somebody and make them completely helpless, but I also like having the ability to win without him, and so I tried to build a deck that can do both. Anyway, it's rough. This is a rough draft, but I thought I had a fun game, and you might like to check it out, so let's take a look here. First things first, I had no land, so I mulliganed, and secondly, I had a good hand, so I kept. And my opponent won the dice roll, so he's going first, and due to the glitch, on replay glitch, my stuff's up at the top, his stuff's down at the bottom, but this is my hand down here. So I draw a forest, put Spell Pierce up and say go, decide I don't want a Mystical Tutor for anything, get down with the Bloom Tender. Opponent's ramping a little bit, it's fine. Okay, so game on. Edric is in play. Can't really swing into that though. So my opponent wisely pays 2 life so he can pod. Interestingly, had he tapped all the mana and decided to pay the 2 life on resolution, I would have been able to counter it. But we had just played a game and I had crushed him with a Spell Pierce. So he was, that's what, if you notice his comment was like, no Spell Pierce please. So anyway, I thought this was amusing. I Spell Pierce right here and force him to, I throw away the card, but I force him to tap out so that he can't activate pod. So he says go. And during my upkeep, I go look for a pod solution. Decide that the best one is probably just bribery for whatever it is that he might have wanted to pod into. Surely he's got something to kill that. And bribe him for, here's all that I may have chosen. And I decide, the goal of course is to kill pod here. And I don't want to get a Primus because it'll persist back into his side, so I just get Primordial and kill that while developing. And go ahead and get an Arbor since I've got Edric out. And decide I don't want to swing into the Dryad. I mean, I could trade and then recast Edric and go, but I figured I'd just wait a turn. So he briberies back and takes Terastadon. So here it gets interesting. Now Terastadon actually can't kill Dryad Arbor, which is kind of cool, since it's a creature. But he goes ahead and tries to take down a blue mana, giving me triple Elephant. And here I am sitting with an Edric in play. So I'm going to close his commander for now, Maelstrom Wanderer. So it's like, usually that's pretty good, but when you have an Edric out, like, he just let me draw a whole bunch of cards. So I played Jute, equip. Should have left a green untapped, but minor mistake there. I've already used Spell Pierce. The only thing I could really draw, and Mystical. So the only thing I could draw with blue is Brainstorm, but with green I have tons of mana elves. So, oh well. So I send these guys in. I can't really send in the Primordial because he'll kill. Terastadon will kill the Primordial, and then this thing will take 6. 2 counters from G-Tail the Terastadon will still live, so it'll have to be next turn that I can swing. So I just get in this way so I can charge up the G-Tail. Of course, he trades the Terastadon with that, but choop choop, cards for me. Also, the other thing I should have done was just not play to land until after I saw what I drew. I could have played my birthing pod, breeding pool rather, tapped here. I don't though, so I say done, and he plays Metamorph on Terastadon. So I'm now getting double Terastadon. And again, he can't target the Arbor. He probably wouldn't have wanted to even if he could, though. He wants to kill that Jite, so I go ahead and just shoot his Dryad and gain some life. So he should be in great shape, you would think, even though I'm about to draw a whole lot of cards. But look at this top deck. Nature's Claim, it's so awesome. So I tap the Arbor, claim the Terastadon, and mash with an angry elephant and thank him for the cards. So he chumps and then smack, 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 smack. Take 12 and I'll draw 4. Now look at this. There's no out for him here. He's doomed. So I'm just going to enter the royal my Terastadon back to my hand if he says go. If he has anything interesting, then of course I'm going to hinder. He goes for Flame Tongue Kavu on Edric. That is interesting enough to counter, so I do. And he gives up. So, I have posted a game where my opponent bribed my Terastadon and lost with the new Queen deck, but this is the first time I've ever had somebody double Terastadon me and then scoop on the following turn. Just shows you how absolutely stupid this card is, Edric. Like, just dumb. Dumb enough to play, that's for sure. Anyway, so here's the deck that I have. It's kind of a mess. It needs some work, but I think it's off. You know, it has a good start. A lot of control elements, a lot of bounce and counters, of course, and then some of the ramp that you like to see. Factor Fiction and Thada Adele probably don't belong in here, but we'll see. Glenelendra. Maybe Thada stays, or maybe Thada goes. I don't know. Anyway, so it's got a bunch of Edric-esque elements with all the ramp, but then in addition to that, it has opposition combo, natural order Terastadon, enough counters to play like a Drago kind of game, end of turn, Cyclonic Rift, untap Amnesia you. Pretty much like the tricks that you see in, like, say, Nin deck, for example, mixed with your, standard control elements and Edric stuff. So time will tell if it's better to be hybrid control, aggro control, or if it's better to just be almost all speed control and tons of cheap counters and basically revolve your entire game around Edric or not. I don't know. Hope you enjoyed that game, though. It was pretty amusing. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.